Well, hello, hello, and welcome to your weekly energy forecast from Animals as Messengers. If you don't know me, I am Sarah Jane Farrell from sarahjanefarrell.com, where I help animals and people heal from trauma and return to trust so that they can really live a beautiful life that is fulfilled and on purpose, and calling in the abundance and the harmony, right? The peacefulness that we all want. We don't want balance, we want peacefulness. And I know a lot of you are feeling anxious or feeling into those parts of you that think you should have been doing more or be further along as we enter into the last week of the first quarter of 2019. And you may be thinking, you need to really up your game, amp it up for this week. And your animal messengers are telling you to do absolutely the opposite. So all these readings are very intuitive. And the anchor card for your week going forward is snake. And I love the medicine of snake, who is always shedding old skins. When your old life, when you outgrow the things that are no longer serving you, when you outgrow relationships that are no longer serving you, snake medicine is always there to really let you know that yes, it's uncomfortable, yes, change is uncomfortable, up leveling your game is uncomfortable, but it's temporary. That tender new skin will grow. So snake medicine for this week of March is saying it's time to heal, right? It's time to stop telling the old stories. Last week was really, really amplified with the 333 energies. There was a lot of action involved and a lot of intuitive downloads as we upgrade our bodies on a cellular level. This week, Snake is saying, take time to repair, take time to renew. If you were experiencing any of those ascension symptoms, flu-like symptoms, headaches, lethargy, insomnia, whatever it was, it's temporary, it's past, and now really is the time for you to repair so that you can renew and replenish your life force energy. And of course, this takes a lot of vulnerability, right? This, as snake, if any of you kind of tap into the physical attributes of snakes, a lot of people have phobias about snakes because of their potency. So snake really tells you to I think, firstly, to not take anything at face value, and also to nourish your own well-being. You can't serve or help or give if you're coming from an empty tank. So this is the week to really gear down and take time out, hold space for yourself to really, really be vulnerable in right relationships with the people, the places, the things that you are co-creating. And hold time in space. And I know that sounds really weird, but this is about pushing pause on the world, giving yourself space for those watery emotions of last week's full moon to come up to the surface. It was in Libra, so this is all about balance again, and not from a place of stagnation. If I think of balance, it's kind of like a flat line. Snake is always moving, and snake is very adaptable. So this is about adapting to the emotions that you're feeling from moment to moment, and giving yourself time to shed these old skins, right? Everything you've done in the last 3 months has been preparing you for this renewal with the spring equinox, or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, the time of slowing down, bringing your energy into the roots. I spoke about this last week, that really that this is so necessary in the non-doing, right? Where we think we need to do more. Snake's medicine is, as snake hibernates in winter, reserve your energy. Look at where you're leaking your resources, or where you need to tighten up on your boundaries or your energy management, so that you can step into a new way of being and rise up again, filled with vital life force energy. And of course, celebrate how far you've come. If you're shedding old skins, if you're feeling old programming and old ways of doing things falling away, grieve them well, and then celebrate the gift and the lessons that they have taught you in how far you have actually come. So no matter how much you may have lost, or the illusion of loss, remember I spoke about befriending death. you know, that in the cycle of renewal and regeneration, we have to go through a mini death, a petit mort. And even if you think about an orgasm, right, in climax, in copulation, that is called a petit mort, because a part of you dies in order to transform and transcend into these new energies of who you're becoming. So move gently, right? Move into that tender skin as it's exposed, and allow yourself to feel the discomfort. Practice that art of radical self-acceptance that only comes when you give yourself time to practice self-care. So this is really a week of practicing self-care, doing a lot of Ho'oponopono. I had a beautiful conversation with a wonderful woman, Angelique, earlier today, and we were talking about the power of those 4 beautiful little powerful spellings of Ho'oponopono. Forgiving yourself for ever thinking that you should be somewhere that you're not. Remember, the grass is not greener on the other side. You get to create green grass if you water it. So thank you for the lessons. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Start with loving yourself so that you can forgive yourself for ever thinking you were never enough. And then you get to go out in the world and do that for other people. So that is your anchor card for the week, is snake. And then the second card that came up was beautiful brown bear. And I think bear has been making his appearance a lot this year. Again, this just is amplifying that message of it's really, really time to take time out, right? Bears hibernate in the winter, and they know that they need to put an incredible amount of energy into those last days of summer to stock up and create some fat reserves, so that when they go into hibernation, their bodies slow down, their metabolism slows down, and they have enough reserves to see them through the winter. So again, very counterintuitive, speaking and amplifying what snake medicine is telling you, that this is the time to rest. You cannot repair. Sleep is so underrated and so important in how we go forward and create our lives. And you cannot do that if you're sleep deprived. So do what bear does well. Take time to act. Know that there is a time to act. There's a season for everything. And that there is a time to focus on whatever it is that you need to focus on. So again, this is about patience in your strategization. I don't even know if that's a word, but if you are planning, this is a good time to really give your imagination full permission to go wherever it needs to go, and give form to the plans that you are putting forward for the next 3 months of 2019 or for the next year. So in order to do that, you need to be rested. You need to be rejuvenated. You need to have been replenished in every way. So this is time to take care of your body. Listen to what your body is asking for you to nourish it with, and what you need in the form of meditation or support in creating a calm and peaceful state. This is what is the foundation of everything that I teach as far as the trust process goes, that in order to trust in your life, in your body, and in other people, you need to start by trusting that you can create more from a place of taking time out. So your call for action will come. So really, this is a time to be very gentle with yourself and really be patient. I think patience is one of the lessons that I am constantly learning, that patience and the miracles come in divine timing when you trust in the divine, when you trust that the universe is going to meet you in whatever it is that you are asking to come forward. So the insight and the clarity will come. So trust in bear medicine and call him in if you're feeling like you need to do more, and that it's in the doing rather than in the being. And flip it around. Ask yourself, is it true? I know that when I give myself that rituality of self-care, of taking a day off, on Saturday I went out down to the beach and I just floated in the ocean, and I just spent time imagining what I want the next quarter to look like. And I got incredible downloads. I met people that were very aligned in the work that I'm doing. I had conversations with random strangers on the beach that were like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you sat down next to me. This is exactly what I needed to hear. As far as my medical intuitive skills go, nothing is serendipitous. So trust in that, be patient with yourself, And then listen to turkey. I love turkey. Because again, it's like if you can actively appreciate your downtime, if you can actively give yourself the patience and the loving self-allowance to forgive yourself for thinking that you're not where you need to be or you're not enough. Turkey is saying give yourself, and I'm saying give yourself, but give with gratitude and grace. I mean, this is why turkey is offered up in Thanksgiving dinners, and what the ancient Indians of America practice is that turkey knows that in giving you receive a lot more. So if you're looking at things from a place of scarcity or lack, if you're thinking I can't give because I don't have enough to give, or if I give there won't be anything left for myself, turkey medicine is really one of those incredible, powerful totems that says be exceptional, have no expectations, give of what you can. If you don't have money, give of your resources, give of your time. And in the giving generously, then you get to celebrate how abundant you are. And that creates this ripple effect across the earth. So be a channel for turkey medicine this week, and look at, are you giving in order to receive something? Are you kind of counting up your IOUs? Are you giving with a hidden agenda that there's something that you want in return? That all comes from a space of lack and scarcity. And this is really where reciprocity comes, is that when you give, when you think you have nothing left to give, and you embody abundance, that you will be replenished and refilled, that medicine of snake and the bounty of bear in using the harvest, really honing in on resources. Turkey medicine is saying, give of yourself, because you have more and more and more than you even know possible to give when you come from a place of giving generously and expecting nothing in return. And your final card for this week, in the direction of East, right? This is about birthing visions, is Porcupine. And Porcupine is one of my favorites coming from South Africa. And I love the way that Porcupine is so brilliant in his defensive mechanisms of shaking his tail and allowing his quills to stand up. Remember, the quills are filled with air, which allows them to fly through the air and actually warn his attacker to stay away. So if you have been thinking that you need to be very protective or over defensive, to use Porcupine medicine to really float, come in the vision of the air, right? The direction of the East, and look at what are you birthing into being from this beautiful place of an abundant mindset, of knowing that the universe is going to meet you there, and have a beginner's mind. He's such a beautiful creature. If you've ever seen one in real life, he's very innocent in his being. And when his quills are down, he looks like a cute little porcupine. But when he's flared up and he's ready to defend himself, it always comes from a place of warning first. So there's no over defensive patterns until he really needs to use his resources, because every time he shoots a quill, it takes a long time for a new one to grow. It's just like he always trusts that he's going to always have his defensive mechanisms in place. So have a beginner's mind this week. Go forward with this childlike innocence and curiosity, and see the world through new eyes. Everything that you may have been asking for is in plain sight, but when you're coming from a place of overreactivity or over defensive-ness, you're so busy trying to keep yourself safe from a perceived threat that isn't even true, that if you flip it over, you actually start to see that there's a gift in it that you couldn't see before. So let go of your need to protect, let go of your over defensive patterns. Push your heart barriers, your heart walls down, open yourself up to allow the old skins to shed, right? To allow things to come to an end, allow things to die, so that you can regenerate from the fertilizer of whatever it is that you're letting go is going to create from you in fertile soil. Then you get to plant new seeds. So look for the miracles in plain sight, let go of the need to defend. And everywhere where you're assuming that you're gonna the worst, that you're gonna get hurt, or you're gonna be in pain again because of the old stories, going back to snake, this is a time to rewrite your story as the author of your own life. The power of choice is yours to manifest an abundant, beautiful life, or the power of choice is yours to stay in suffering, to not forgive, to keep your heart walls up and harden yourself against what you may believe is an unsafe place or an unkind world. So just ask yourself, is the threat true? Is this real? And look at the opposite. Go to the contrast of that and look at, rather than the hurt, that there is an invitation to heal here. And through love and happiness and forgiveness, using that beautiful symbology of air in the porcupine quills that allow it to fly through the air. Look at where you're aiming your arrow, right? You're the archer of your own life. So you get to stretch your bow back and you get to allow that arrow to fly in whatever direction that you're aiming for. And the beautiful part of that is that you get to do it over and over again, because you're not the bow and you're not the arrow. You are the archer. You are the authority of your own life. So use the energies well this week, and allow yourself to really, really deepen into trusting that when you shed away the old, all the residual old 3D templates are breaking down. A lot of them are already dead and dying. Celebrate that. Celebrate your life. Celebrate your bounty. Celebrate your abundance. And go out there and give generously of your time, of your energy, of your big, beautiful life, so that you get to be this lighthouse of inspiration and an invitation to raise the consciousness on the planet just by being you. So, you feel Lammy calling you. Yeah, friend. So go on back there and know too, you can energetically connect with Lammy all the time. So ask her what she needs in this moment. Elephant is just such a powerful totem, again, of generosity of spirit, of forgiveness, and also of never forgetting where you came from and who helped you along the way. So go there with that beautiful collective of elephant. Whenever there are elephants in captivity, and for those of you that don't know Lammy, she is now alone in the Johannesburg Zoo after losing her life partner. She was born in the zoo, and there's a lot of emotional conflict and agitation going on about getting her out of the zoo and into a sanctuary where she can live out the rest of her days. So again, I think that goes back to that beautiful medicine of bear and snake, and to really forgive, use the Ho'opono well this week, and really allow yourself to open your eyes to what may be right under your nose and you couldn't see it because you have been focusing on what you don't want rather than what you do. So hi, Vivian and Bridget, nice to see you here. So that is your energy forecast from Animals as Messengers this week. Thank you for joining me. If you like these videos, please share them. Please join our tribe over at Vital Animal Health. If you just go to Sarah Jane Farrell, you'll see an animal site of beautiful people that are coming together to do great things in the world, and also to support the animals in their own healing process and in their own evolution. As much as they are our soul guides on this journey, we are theirs as well. But if there's one thing that I've learned from animals, is their incredible generosity in holding space for us, and the patience that comes with it, and the persistence to stay with us and sometimes take on our own dis-ease and our own resistance, so that we can see it. They mirror it to us in their behaviors if they're domestic animals, and the animals in nature are gifting this to us all the time. So we have to ask for what we want in order to receive, but sometimes it's in the giving. I always say give generously of what you have to give. And if you're feeling that you're falling into that old programming of the scarcity programming, the lack programming, the fear programming, turn it around and use it to really up level the energetic field of abundance and love, and which I think is the new money code for us going forward in the 5D template. And if you have any questions, oh, Chris, I'd love to give you a card. So do you have a specific question? I have a few minutes. So if you'd like a personal card, let me know. Can you link me into my animal spirit guide and get a message from them? So what I'm going to do, Chris, is I invite you to actually go through the guided meditation to meet your power animal, and listen to some of the YouTube videos that I've made about the difference between our soul agreements with our the animals that come into our life, but also that we have two masculine and feminine guides. Those are human, and then we have two animal guides, which we call our power animals, which are with us for life. And then we get the other animals, like the ones that come in every week when I do these energy forecasts, to really guide you and support you in what's coming up for you in the present moment. So so I encourage you to listen to the guided meditation and meet your own power animal. But let's see if I have a message for you. Hi, Alicia, Michelle. Christina, nice to see you. And Bridget. All right, so Chris, if you're still on, Chris, if you give me a more specific question, that would be helpful. Otherwise, I will just pull a card for you and let me know if it resonates with you, if you've left the building or this. All right. Oh, I love this. So your animal totem for the week, Chris, or for where you're finding yourself right now, is starfish. And what a beautiful medicine starfish is, because it's really about opening up to the infinite possibilities of what is available to you. So I'm hoping that this energy forecast for the week has resonated with you, because that really is what starfish is. You know, it's like you are a bright shining star. You were born of the stars. You came of the universal wisdom of embodiment. And I think starfish is really that reminder to be adaptable right now, and to really look at where you are making yourself wrong, where you are going into that nothing is possible or everything is impossible, or that you can't overcome these challenges. Just trust that starfish is going to guide you this week into really opening up. Remember that childlike curiosity that we talked of that came from porcupine medicine, and really open yourself to looking at what's right in front of you right now. Starfish really is about turning those hopes and dreams and desires into physical actualization. And perhaps like starfish, you know, they don't move very fast, and they do know how to conserve energy. Is maybe it's time for you to just really come inwards and do some more of that inner work and inner guidance, and ask for some energetic support or some support. I'd be happy to be your medicine guide in helping you to get over whatever that challenge is for you right now. But thank you for asking. All right, so I don't see anybody else asking questions, so that's it. I'm going to love and leave you. Make this last week of March count. Celebrate your bounty. Celebrate the harvest time if you're going into winter. And if you're in the springtime in the Northern Hemisphere, listen to Brown Bear. Listen to the medicine of the animals that so generously showed up today to say, water your seeds. You know, if you want green grass, you got to water it. So all those seeds that you've been planting in the last three months of the first trimester of this year, you got to tend to your garden this week. And that starts with really going inward and tending to your own internal climate. Water yourself, hydrate, get good sleep. Look at eating seasonal food that's being grown in your areas. Support those local farmers, and rest and know that you're loved, and I'll meet you there. All right. Thank you so much for being with me. Please like this, share this, comment, give me your insights, and I'll see you next week, same time, for the first week of April and the next 3 months of 2019. All right, take care, everyone. Bye. Mwah.